So hey guys, it's late night audio Michi here again, but this time because a lot of crazy stuff is going on in the world right now, and things are just happening, and I tend to talk about a lot of my issues reoccurring in my videos, and I'm getting some people complaining about that, which is valid. Again, I take proper criticism, so I felt, you know what, I think I'm going to just be here and make a proper channel update video for 2020 so far. We're at the halfway point, guys, of this terrible, terrible, terrible year. But, yeah, I just want to have it here so that way I'm not bogging down my videos talking about my issues again, obviously. And I wrote some keynotes down on my paper ASMR. So let's just get into it. So the first thing I have here is I'm going to go into my computer one, which I think is one of the bigger updates. So I have talked about my bad computer issues pretty much realistically since I started doing YouTube more seriously, and by that I mean more consistently, and because of more consistently, that means my once a week schedule. Which is also something that I'm going to be changing in a bit, which I'll get into more towards the end. But I had an amazing friend of mine, Pastel Monsta, back in the start of the year, and I believe like late December-ish last year. I could be a little wrong. If you hear jingling, my cat got a new toy, so the jingling in the background's my cat. But we had a GoFundMe up. I didn't ask her to do it. She did it, and we didn't make the budget because the original budget, I need a quick little story time, was going to be for a forever tower, a digital tower. Now, I'm going to say something that's probably going to offend half my audience, but I need to be honest here. If anybody is a Captain Sparkles fan, my husband and I both are. Him more so in general. I like his React stuff when he does Reddit videos, but he did a thing where he talked about how he's like, yeah, I'm one of those people where I want to buy a computer turned on and use it. I don't really want to make my own computer. I want to just have something and work. And I am one of those people. My husband is not one of those people. A lot of people I know, a lot of family members I know, are I want to build my own computer. I want to build a Franken PC. And my friends were going to help me with that, hence what the GoFundMe was for. But the GoFundMe was set very high, and I did have a couple of people get kind of upset and compliment why it was so high. I'm the kind of person, okay, and again, I need to say this, I didn't ask them to make this, but they did. I'm the kind of person where I would rather buy something and not have to worry about it. That's how I've kind of always been my entire life, and it's sort of showing now a little bit when, you don't get the highest quality stuff that it does tend to break on you. That being said, my gaming laptop has lasted me nearly 6 years of constant daily beating use. It has more than made its money back, but I really wanted a tower that we could build. I wouldn't have to worry about for 6 or 8 years, and if I could just switch a part out. But realistically, it wasn't in my finances or my husband's finances. It wasn't in the GoFundMe, and a lot of stuff, mostly this year, happened, and that kind of put a big, big damper in everything. And I know that sounds bad, but it's been a bad year for everybody. And so what we ended up doing was my husband and I sat down and talked because his work was greatly affected, as I'm sure many of you listening right now, your works were greatly affected due to the sick, spiky round boy of 2020. And so we were talking about it, and for once, we were actually lucky and we got a decent tax refund back. We've actually never gotten a really nice one before, pretty much ever in our adult lives, And so we were talking and we were thinking and we were trying to be realistic and budget, and the GoFundMe was still, we got about $500, which is amazing. Realistically, we got actually a little bit more than that. I forgot about that. A couple of my friends donated to me personally that they didn't want to use the GoFundMe. And so we took that money and we were putting it into my electronics fund. And so after talking with my husband, we decided, all right, we're going to get another laptop. I'm going to get another laptop, and it's going to last me a few years, because before sick, spiky round boy, I was actually looking for a part-time job to supplement my income. I do have things like Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, things like that, but I've been trying because of my bad, instances, and I have no shame in working a part-time job. I was trying to look for that work before everything happened, and that kind of put a big damper on that, and then with other things happening just around the world, we were like, all right, you know what? I'm going to get a new laptop because this thing is dying. With one of the more recent updates, Premiere Pro doesn't even work properly anymore because my graphics card is too out of date. And because it's a laptop, it's going to cost so much to get the graphics card replaced or even looked at compared to just literally buying a new computer. The joys of having a computer, a laptop. But again, that being said, had this thing for over 6 years. It's made its money worth. It's made its money worth, so I can't complain too much. But so we found a computer with all the specs and everything I need and all of the ports I need, because there's a couple of other things I need with my tablet, with my extra monitor, and other things like that. So we found one. Downside is, again, because of Six Spiky Round Boy, and I completely acknowledge this is a first world problem, but at this current time, this is the only way I make money. This is the only way I can work right now. Because of that, we were putting that into account as well. So I found a really nice laptop. That's a really nice gaming laptop, but we are having a hard time trying to find a place where I can get it in store pickup, where I can, order it online and pick it up at a store. Reason for that being, even with insurance, and I'm going to talk about this real quick. I've talked about this in my vlogs previously and on Twitter and a couple of my friends in my Patreon chat and stuff, but my delivery people where I live suck. And we have gone through so many in the 2 years I've lived here. And it's not just me, it's every neighbor. And it is, I kid you not, a 50-50 shot of they're going to deliver the package and do their job and be normal, or they're going to be like Ace Ventura, all right, in that one movie where he's just kicking the package around. I have personally heard them, for myself and for my neighbors that are next to me, just drop expensive packages that say fragile all over it, that say handle with care, that say, have 2 people, whatever. Just drop it. Don't care. I've talked to so many neighbors about how they've had to have stuff returned because it's literally a 50-50. We've gone through so many delivery people. We've complained. They leave. They get new ones. They just don't care. There's literally nothing I can do. And with the issue with delivery, because this is my full-time job, creating art while YouTube isn't, this is my biggest platform. Freelance is my biggest job. Having a computer breaking down on me and not being able to work for a month is an extreme hit to our income. A lot of people seem to think that my husband is the sole benefactor. He's not. We both have shared bills and shared things. While he does make more than me, he does cover the bigger amenities. But if I don't make money, realistically, we don't eat. I'm being honest here because I want to be honest here. We do live a rather, I don't want to, we're on the cusp of comfortable because we have hard months, but we have that, but we're not in danger of losing our apartment. We're not in danger of going without eating. That being said, I need to work and I need to make money. So, which something I like doing, which is also why, again, trying to find a job before everything happened. And so with that, the way it is, I can't just go a month without working. It's just not going to work. And because of that, we were talking, and let's say I order it online. Let's say I pay for the warranty. There's a 50-50 chance of the delivery person destroying it. If you guys are not new here, my luck is terrible. I either have amazing what the fuck luck, or I have, oh my god, how does this happen to you? That's amazing luck. That's it. No in between. I have how does this happen and how does this happen. And so with that being said, can't risk maybe taking 2 weeks for it to be delivered. Then when it gets here, it's broken. Then you have to send it back, which takes more time and money most times. Then I have to have the warranty come in, only for, again, a 50-50 shot of the delivery people destroying it. And what also sucks is all of my family is immune compromised. So it's not exactly like I can just have it delivered to a family member's house and then pick it up from them because, again, they're immune compromised. Us just doing a trade-off with, an expensive piece of technology could be a risk because we are still in the middle of what is going on because I can't say it because YouTube doesn't like us saying it, and some do say it and some don't, and I don't really want this suppressed because it's supposed to be an update for you guys. But yeah, that was a long ramble, but that's just the stress. So my only option, realistically, curbside pickup. I have my iPad for me to work on because on top of my computer updates, my Huion tablet that I got in 2018 for review, it was given to me for review, is starting to have dead spots. And it's really irritating and upsetting because I love my Huion. I do. Yes, they sent it to me. No, they're not paying me to say it's great. There's not going to be an affiliate code down below. There's not going to be a code to the website. But I do have the Canvas GT 15. I can't remember which one it was. It was the 2018 model. And I've been using it constantly and warranted. I probably could have treated it much better than I do. But it's starting to get dead spots. And it's starting to get really hard to use, and I've done everything I can do. I've listened to every tutorial I fixed, and I believe that the tablet just got its warranty. It's just gone. And with that being said, it's still an amazing tablet for the amazing price, but it seems in their newer models, again, not being paid to say this, they seem to have fixed this issue. They also don't have the rechargeable pens anymore. They now got rid of the rechargeable pens. And after looking at that and thinking, I'm like, well, I could go back to my Cintiq, but because my Cintiq is also really, really old, because I had my Cintiq, I got my Cintiq 13 HD back in 2012, 2013, around that range. There are certain ports that are in there that the new computer I'm getting doesn't have, and I'd have to buy a whole other part and it's a lot of other wires, and again, I acknowledge it's first world problems, but I also don't want to go back to a smaller screen. I don't. And again, don't have the money to just get a brand new amazing Cintiq, and I do like Huion tablets. Before anybody mentions X Pen, I understand X Pen can be great, but I've also seen a lot of artists I personally trust tell me terrible things about them that are the same thing that's happening with my Huion and not as much time, and the price is much more drastic. Sorry, X Pen. Sorry if that just makes it so you never want to work with me ever again, or if you ever do want to work with me. But I've decided that when I get my new laptop, I am going to get the new Huion. If Huion sees this and they want to send me one for free, cool. I'm not asking for that. I am willing to pay my own money and get one. And I probably won't do a review on it because it'll be like my own money, you know? But yeah, I'd rather get the newer model because the price for what it is amazing. And I'm planning on having that laptop as a backup. And if I can have a new tablet last me 3 years, like this one lasted me well over 2, yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good deal, and I can afford that, and that's enough to where we can put a credit out on it because it isn't as expensive as a computer. And people might be saying, well, you have your iPad. Yes, but like my personal iPad video, which I know not a lot of people agreed with, and I respect that. I like making big files, and I'm still not the best with my iPad with that, and I would rather have, if I'm getting a brand new working computer, I'd rather have a tablet to go along with it. And so, still have my iPad, still love it, not shaming the iPad, but that's just how my work is. So when I can eventually find a store I can get it at, or when stores open up again, that's when I'll be able to finally upgrade my stuff and get through things. And that also has to do with the computer update. Like I said, my graphics card's completely shot for the most part. I can video edit, but this is also something that I've talked about before, but I'm going to bring it up here. Because of the graphics card being shot and other weird issues, while I still have my vlog camera, I've missed vlogging, and I can't do that. I can't, literally, with my computer and how things are, I cannot use Premiere Pro on my camera. I do not know why. I don't know if my camera's just too old, but it just suddenly won't work anymore. And I've also been having issues since the newest update, because there always is, because my computer is dying. Sadly, a lot of my videos have had jumps edits. I've been trying to edit things and put things in and talk about things, and sometimes I can't, and in the videos where I'm having a lot of issues, I'm going to put a little text or a little thing in the front of it being like, hey, sorry, my thing's dying again. And most people be like, well, Michelle, that's not very professional of you. Yeah, I know, and YouTube isn't my job, and I've said it's not my job, so I'm sorry. I still want to make content for you guys, and I do want to make professional content, but I'm not going to spend like 8 hours troubleshooting a single video when I could be using that 8 hours working. I just that's just literally how I see it. And I would rather have something behind the video that's moving than a static image. Nothing on people who do static images. I've done podcasts. I know how that is, but that's just kind of how I feel like it's more engaging, and I like sharing my art. And again, kind of need to get my art done to, you know, pay my bills. So With that being said, there's that little update there now. And then this, again, isn't a shill, but my Patreon is growing, and I'm very, very happy for that. Thank you guys so much who've become a patron. Literally every little bit helps. I have had a couple questions, and I am planning on making like a full in-depth Patreon like video explaining it. That's also going to go up on my Patreon like as like a little promo thing. But the long short of it is Patreon is amazing, and it really is helping supplement my income. A lot of people have asked me about commissions and adoptables and things like that, all the things that I don't really do on YouTube. And, well, patrons of any tier, I could say this, patrons of any tier, even the dollar tier, they get first dibs on commissions and adoptables. That's just how it is. Most commissioners, most higher tiers get a guaranteed commission from my top tiers. They also get the Patreon group. Again, sorry, but it's easier for me to manage when I have a smaller, limited number of people in the Patreon group than having just a free public Patreon. I may, in the future, make a big public Patreon for you guys. If there is one out there, I'm not a part of it. I have no endorsement for it because at the time, I don't have the time, resources, money, or mods to be able to run a free public Discord. I'm sorry, I know all the cool people do it, but I just can't right now. And another thing on Patreon, because I'm going in that tangent, I'm really happy because I'm almost at my illustration tier again, and I'll be able to work on more personal illustrations for myself because I'll be able to warrant doing it. That is something I do plan, and let me know down below if you want me to make a whole topic video about that, because I've learned a lot in my like couple years I've been doing Patreon, because I've had to change it quite a bit to fix my schedule. So just, yeah, let me know if you want like more Patreon info and just things I've learned about, you know, using Patreon, like down below, because that does help. And that isn't a shell for like, comment, and subscribe. It's just a genuine engagement of if I should make the video or not, like if I should waste my time. So another thing, and this one's really big, because of what's going on in my life and how things are going, I'm not going to be opening up commissions again until the earliest would be October. And that's really early. My queue's been big for so long. I've given out refunds to some people. I've talked to a lot of people. But again, with my computer issues and my other issues, I'm very lucky. A lot of commissioners have allowed me to be like, hey, I know we asked for this style, but we're fine with you doing your stuff on your iPad. It's fine like that. And so that's very grateful for me because, again, some people might notice I haven't been able to replicate my style perfectly from when I do my digital work on a computer to my iPad. It's still my style, so you can still tell it's me, but because I don't really do a painterly style, it is harder for me to kind of get that, I don't know, that TwistedDisaster aesthetic that I hear people talking about, but I know I'm crazy, but, and I sound so egotistical saying that, but I've had, like, some people also notice and stuff, and I like when people do, like, draw me in your styles and stuff, and they use my stuff. I'm like, ooh, yeah, they always use my digital stuff, not my Patreon's, my iPad stuff, which is still digital, but I'm rambling. Here we go. Anyway, but if I am open for some reason for emergency commissions, because summer is always a hard month for us artists, and everything going on right now, pretty much what's going to be going on is if I do need emergency commissions, I'm probably going to open up for some quick bus like I've been doing, and I will go to Patreon and then Twitter first because they're just the fastest place for people to reach me really quick. I can do a couple of slots, take them, get the info back, and then start working on my next update. I'm streaming more. I know my computer's dying, but for some reason it's letting me stream more. I am streaming on Twitch more. Link should be in the description down below. If not, I'll definitely make sure it's there in my link tree. But I am streaming more on Twitch. I do not have a stream schedule yet, but I am shooting for sure, I shoot for days that I'm not uploading videos, which I am doing Wednesdays, and I am doing my best to do an extra video on the weekends, whether it be an extra rambles or a speed paint or something. Doing my best to try to get more out there for you guys because I do genuinely like making content. And like I said before, I'm gonna be honest, summer's hard. Summer's hard on everybody. And realistically, CPM is always very low in the summer. And last summer was one of the worst summers I ever experienced, where I believe I went like 2, almost 3 months without getting a single YouTube paycheck. Like, and I know we're not guaranteed for it, but when things hurt, that like adds extra salt to the wound. So that is something there. But being engaging, having my watch time up, thanks to you guys, the liking, the commenting, and the subscribing is helping amazingly, even though I hate having to shell it out every time because it seems very annoying and redundant, but it is helping an amazing amount. And so there's that. Back to the commission one. I know I'm bouncing around, but that's kind of me, and it's late, and I'm tired, and I'm sweating because I can't have my AC on. But again, I want to get my commission queue done, unless something happens and I have to open up emergency commissions. But that being said, I am going to still be doing adoptable batches. I'm probably doing them once a month for some spare things. I'm doing a lot of collab adopts with my buddy, the Zodiac Lord, because, we do things all over again. And, yeah, once I get my new computer, eventually, I'll be able to bring the vlog channel back. I'll be able to do a lot more things back and just do things for fun. Like, I miss playing computer games. I wasn't that hard of a gamer, but I did really like playing computer games. Even not streaming, I'm just playing them. Can't even do that anymore. I will finish you someday, Slime Rancher. I loved you. But another fun thing on the gaming thing, I've gotten back into D&D for a little thing about my personal life, because some people like knowing about my personal life. I've recently gotten back into D&D, obviously Discord D&D because of Sick Spiky Round Boy, but having fun with that, making characters, having fun, going on adventures, doing more one-shots, less serious stuff. And then the last one is a health update, because I've been trying with my health lately, and no, I spiraled. This year has been a huge spiraling year for me. I've gained a lot of weight that I'm very ashamed of, but this has been a hard year for everybody. And honestly, us just existing is kind of important right now, like getting through this and having it pass and learning how to live with the new world that we're getting in now. And so, yeah, once I do eventually get everything back to normal, I'm going to probably have much more health updates on my vlog and working out more and keeping myself more accountable, because putting it on, like, camera for you guys does make me feel like I have more to lose than just, I don't know, me existing, because then it's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter if I eat crap, I just need to get my stuff done, which is a terrible mindset to have, but sometimes that's all we can on some days. Some days are great, and then some days aren't, so... yeah, I think that's about everything for what's going on right now. Halfway point of 2020. Trying to stay optimistic and hoping the other half of the year isn't a disaster. But I think this is good where I leave it here so I don't, go nuts. As always, I want to thank my Patreon patrons, because if I hadn't done it already, I'm doing it again. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for commenting, and subscribing. And you will get a normal topic video story time, blah, 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 every Wednesday. So, I will see you guys then. Bye.